Hello and good evening. It is the AFL Armchair Advisors. We are back in the studio, fresh and hot and piping out of the oven for round 4 of this 2021 AFL season. I am your host, as always, it's Rich of the Armchair Advisors. Joining me is arguably the most sensible man that humankind has ever produced. Like if you could find some sort of sensible scale to measure people, he would be sitting at a perfect 5. Not too much, not too little, a sensible amount of sensible. It is, of course, Sensible Dan. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm extraordinarily well. I had to run out of the house. I didn't get a chance to eat dinner, so I have bought dessert.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't think what it's going to do to the green screen afterwards, but not that we have a green screen, of course. We record in front of this neon, Tronorific background. This is just out the back of our place.
Absolutely.
And we are on location, as you can see behind us here, because we are visiting our global field correspondent, Desmond Van Bus, in his natural habitat. How are you, mate?
I'm good. As they say, X going to give it to you, and Des going to give it to you. He's going to give it to you in the way of tips and bets, making some money.
I like that. Short and sweet and to the point. And that's what we do here.
That's all I got to say.
We are here to preview all 9 games of round 4. We're going to tell you who's going to win. We're going to tell you why they're going to win. We're going to be giving you tips. We're going to be giving you bets. We're going to tell you who's going to do what during a game. He's going to stink. They're no good. He's great. That coach has got bad hair. That coach needs to stop rubbing Bondi Sands into his face. You know who I'm talking about. Without further ado, gentlemen, let us get into game number 1. Now, I should say, I did all these in a rush today, so literally the games are all over. I'm going to be doing more shuffling than LMFAO, so I apologise in advance. But game 1, Thursday night at the SCG, it is the Sydney Swans versus the Essendon Bombers. Now, Desmond Van Bus, you were off on a tear last week. Give me something a bit more sedate this week. What can you tell us about this game?
Sydney 40+. That's all. That's it.
That's very sedate.
That is succinct.
I think Sydney 40+ because they've come out and they're whooping everyone, and obviously they had the big win against Richmond. And I'm not one to jump on bandwagons when they've had their big win. This is kind of when the bandwagon starts to fall off, they start hurting. But they're playing Essendon, and I know Essendon might have had a good performance, but Swanee's going to roll them. Swanee's going to roll them at home, 40+, bang.
Did you see how much Essendon won by?
I did.
They didn't just fall over the line like Stephen Bradbury style just because, the Saints were bad, but Essendon were good.
They were.
Essendon were really
very
good.
So that means they've got about another 6 weeks worth of disappointing performances until their next good performance.
It's like you've switched seats. It used to be you that hated Essendon, and now it's you that hates
I don't hate
Essendon.
Essendon. Anthony McDonald-Tipungwuti is one of, if not my favourite player in the AFL.
Yep.
And
look, they did play well. Essendon played bloody great footy. But I agree. I do agree with Des. I think that it's more an outlier rather than actual data.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some good kids, but Sydney's kids are better.
yeah,
Errol Goulden, Braden Campbell, who did really nothing on the weekend and still looked good doing it.
Mm-hmm.
A few delicious kicks. He's got a great left foot. And Chad Warner, who
I just like his hair.
it's not good.
He's like one of those Mongolian sheep. I just want to rub my hand through
It's
it.
really not good.
I don't even respect that hair. That actually hurts me.
got the round 3 Rising Star nomination today as well, so well earned. Good on you, Chad. Sydney 40+. I had the exact same thought process here. I just think back on their home deck, getting Budwa back into the team as well. Bit of juice for him.
So I'll just stop you there because I've had these earphones in and I've been listening to Don Pike. He's been in the ears giving me chat on geological surveys and Sydney's attacking prowess. That's where it's coming from. If you're wondering, everything you've been seeing from Sydney in these last 3 weeks has been the Don. Big Don, it's Pike. It's not Pike in the last at Belmont. It's Pike right now at the SCG and he's killing it.
Is Don is Pike.
Have you noticed that for the last... How long's Long Mai been in charge of the Swans for now? Is it
A long
8
time.
years? 10?
My whole lifetime.
Yeah, longer than that, surely.
So let's call it a decade. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't really particularly care much about Sydney. I mean, I like a few blokes. But let's say it's 10, right? For the 10 years that he's been in charge, Sydney have played in a particular fashion.
Yep.
It's been push back hard. If someone else gets the ball, push back, support your man, all the rest of it. They haven't probably had that attacking finesse.
Just call it what it is, mate.
It's the
boring.
It's been boring football.
And it's the shit.
But Pike, mate, he's come in. And you saw what he did with the Crows in 2017.
Yep.
Admittedly, he had an elite attacking unit at that point, arguably the best forward line in the league. But I'm seeing the DNA of that replicated over here. It's not Longmire as much as it's Pike. With
the young, hungry players are real stepping up, and I love it.
So what you're saying is, it can be good for about 2 years, and then they're going to fall off a cliff, and
no, I'm saying they'll make a grand final, and then
into a quagmire of nothingness.
Yeah, and then a certain backman who's done his knee is going to absolutely act like a dingbat in the rooms, put everyone off, and whoever they play, probably Richmond's going to win.
Yep.
But in terms of Thursday night, Swans are getting this one done. 1-39 points. I think it's as simple as that for mine. The Dons were great, and don't let me take anything away from them, because that Dons performance proved that hard work and gut running and belief that you can get the job done beats everything else. Beats everything else. St Kilda
It's simple. It's simple as that. Like that's just how it is.
It is simple, and we know St Kilda. They've got a lot of injuries, true, but they've admittedly had a lot of first choice players to pick from as well. And those blokes didn't do anything.
No. We will get to them. We're coming for you.
It genuinely seemed like that. But look, take nothing away from the Bombers, but the Swans at home, they've just been too good across too many lines. They're getting it done here. Now, look, I apologise for this week's multis. I've had a pick. I've gone through the lines. I went through everything. I had a look when the markets were only showing about 3 legs per game, and that's it. I logged back in just before the show. What do I see? About 150 legs on each game available. So, look, I apologise. I have no idea what the odds on these are doing, but this is what I like the look of. So, Warner, anytime goal. I think that goes without saying. Knowing sports bet, he's probably paying $1.02 now, you dickheads. Anyways, Warner goal. Sam Wicks goal. Same deal, probably. I reckon Tom Hickey goal.
That just a feeling?
No.
That's random.
It is random. He will push forward.
Okay.
And let me ask you, who's Essendon's ruckman this week? Thank you very much.
Murderer's Row.
Next man up, probably behind or someone like that. So Hickey goal, Merritt 30 touches, Hines 20 touches. There you go. Take them to the bank.
Love it.
Chin.
I just had on my sheet Franklin anytime goal in the first quarter. I think he's going to come back and just beat up on whoever's manning up on him down back, because it's not much of anything at the moment. Outside Jordan Ridley, who is playing very well.
Yeah.
And Sydney wide to wire paying $1.72. I think that's easy money. Maybe
Why
could see...
took really?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. At the SCG, I think Bombers always play better at Marvel, no matter whether they're good, bad, indifferent, whatever. They always play better at Marvel. I think it'll be a different ball game. I think Sydney, they just proved how good they are against Richmond, so easy done.
I
Bets?
can't add any more, mate.
No?
No.
You
No
got-
bets for me today.
You're going up there next week, aren't you?
I am.
We will save that for later.
Have you had some Percocets or something? You are very quiet.
Yeah.
I'm building. I'm building.
That's what worries me more.
I know.
That's what worries me more. It's like Batman versus Superman. It's going to start out slow and get to a really disappointing crescendo.
That's my story of my life.
Oh, jeepers. Friday night football, Adelaide Oval. It is the Port Adelaide Power taking on the Richmond Tigers. Boys, I'm really excited for this game. I'm scrounging around. If anyone can get Rich a ticket, please holler. Get in touch with us. I want to go to this game. Please. I'll dress up. I'll wear the grapes.
I'll give you the grapes.
I'll give you my grapes, right in your mouth. Please get me a ticket. I want to go. Now, Port's getting this one done. Now, I know that's just off the bat. That's a real, that seems knee-jerk to say that without disregarding Richmond. I'll tell you why. Port, coming into this game, fellas, they had 2 really lackluster trials against a limp-penised Crows outfit 2 weeks running. They then played the Kangaroos, and I shouldn't need to say any more about that. They then played the Bombers, who sustained 3 key injuries to 3 key personnel during that game.
And just didn't turn up.
They didn't turn
They
up.
were useless. They were useless, like worse than the Kangaroos.
They genuinely
Which is
were.
bad. That's bad.
But mentally, they, as you said, they were useless. They were switched off. They didn't come to play that day. Port went to the West Coast and they got given a bath by a genuine contender on their home deck, and it was always going to happen. If you tipped anybody else, you're a fool. And I can't remember who I tipped last week. I assume it was Port.
Probably Port.
I assume it was Port.
I tipped Port.
If
I
it wasn't,
one of us tipped West Coast. It was whoever it was.
if it was, well, yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, probably. But Port's getting it done. They will bounce back. They're at home crowd, Friday night footy. Kenny will have given them such a bake, they're going to come out. You're going to have Ollie Wines looking like Alir. That's how harsh the bake would have been behind closed doors. They're getting it done. Richmond, on the other hand, I don't know. They're not peaking yet. They're not going to peak for another 6 weeks yet. They're going to start turning on about 6 to 8 weeks' time. Get going.
You don't win premierships in early April, mate. You just do not. They have got Cochin out, hamstring, and Prestia as well, so get a few more kids blooded, which is the formula they've tracked for the last couple of years.
Does Chol come back?
I don't know.
Do it.
I really wouldn't be surprised if we finally get a look at Two Mums Dawkins. To be honest with you, I think
love that.
It's been
Too long.
been coming, so wouldn't be surprised there. I actually tip Port as well.
Yep.
I just think, like you said, for the reasons you explained, back home Friday night footy, point to prove, and I think they're a genuine contender. And I am also looking forward to this match because every time these two teams match up, it's just an absolute barn burner. I reckon.
Fire.
Yeah, they've been the one in 2019. I reckon was match of the year, just about on Adelaide Oval.
No, that was last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
Just about match of the year.
And then the prelim.
And then prelim.
No, I was going to say I was getting my
prelim was just
terminology
as good.
correct.
So
you know,
three-peat. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I feel like the hype for this, because I looked at this last week and I'm thinking this is going to be a good game. And maybe got a little bit shattered because obviously Port got rolled and they got rolled pretty bad. And so did obviously Richmond. So they're both coming off the losses. So it's not like they're full steam ahead clashing, you know what I mean? But I think Port as well. Consensual consensus.
Ooh.
And
Sexy.
like, I just feel like Port, the stars are going to align for Port to win this game. Like, it's just, they're at home. Richmond was very, very average last week.
He nearly swore there. You're a good boy. You're a good boy,
Appreciate
Desmond.
that. Appreciate
He
it.
said he's building,
I'm
mate.
building. But no, Port actually played some good footy last week. And from what I saw, I didn't watch the entire Richmond game, but I didn't see any good footy, really. It didn't see much. There was nothing that really made me look and go, that was... So, based off that form...
Yeah.
It got too hard for Richmond, and they could have knuckled in. You've seen them do it a million times before. It got too hard, and they thought, nah.
And I think about the end of the Hawthorn-Richmond game, and that was at the G, and Hawthorn missed about 3 shots on goal in that last quarter, and that could have made that Richmond game real spicy. It was it could have been very similar to what we saw on Easter Monday. So I don't know. I don't know if how Richmond are tracking at the moment. I think they might struggle against the power.
Well, one thing I was quite surprised by is Dusty's performance. He just didn't turn up, and Chad Warner gave him an absolute bath all day.
I love that.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't love it. I just was very, very surprised by it. You know, as you said, Rich, when the going gets tough, but then again, it's early April.
It's only April. But is it too early for me to say no Dusty, no Richmond?
Yeah. They've done.
He was just indicative. He was the barometer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to stir it up. I'm trying
don't
to
know.
They've done it without Dusty before.
And they'll do it again.
It's just, the machine keeps churning.
They got Mabby or Chol.
Now I'm building. Do you not feel that Port cares more about being top of the ladder than what Richmond does?
Oh, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
And that's because I feel like it's just because Port haven't been there. You know what I mean? Like, they haven't been... Like, they have, but they haven't been on that top of the mountain. You know,
Well,
Richmond know what they could...
In this day and age, what does being minor premiers get you?
Nothing.
You get a week off, then if you win your
get the
final, you get
McClelland-
another week off, and then
You get the McClelland Cup.
all momentum gone. If
Boom.
you finish top 2 and win your first final, you take too much time off the footy, no good.
Off the boil.
So
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Bets-wise, champs. Again, I got no idea what the market's doing on any of these. Have a look. When I came up with these, I was looking through stats, etc. I was peering into the mists, looking into the future. No idea what the market's doing. But what I'm liking is Houston 20 touches, Wines and Boat 20 touches each. They'll be paying about $1.28 for both of those.
Just little...
Did I say 20 or 25 touches?
20.
Apologies,
I was
25.
going to say they'd be paying about $1.05 for those to happen. So
Yeah,
disgusting.
Exactly, yeah. Houston 20, apologies. Wines Boat 25 each. Martin goal. He lifts against the power. Martin goal. Jake Hartz, your man, a goal.
I like him.
And if Mabby or Chol is listed, you put Mabby or Chol down for a goal.
Put him in there. Put him in there. He's not missing on Dez's turf.
Or Mab or Chol. Remember that dullard that insulted us, ripped into us, and then misspelled everything?
Mabor, yeah. I had a Butters anytime goal. I think he bounces back this week. He had an absolute nightmare against the Eagles. Could not get involved for the life of him, so I think he'll bounce back. Same as Dusty, 25 plus. I had him. Yep. Now that Cochin and Prestia are out, you'd think he plays 100% just about in the middle. So, and then wide wire, any other result. $2.10. I think it's going to be a bit... Even though Richmond is a little bit undermanned, I think it'll just go back and forth all night and power will get up in the end.
A little mixer, I like that.
Perfect.
Just a little just a little shaker and pour that one out.
Some of these ones.
Beautiful.
What is that?
I don't
It's a mixer.
I was just going with
You
it.
look like you're patting a hamster.
It's a mixer. It's a mixer, mate. I don't like gerbils.
He's stroking
Not a-
one lone testicle.
I'm not a gerbil fan, so I wouldn't be patting any hamsters, mate.
For anyone compiling Desmond's autobiography, just know now that he's not a gerbil fan.
Not a gerbil fan.
Very interesting to
Like
know.
smack that gerbil away, mate.
First Saturday game is at MAFS Stadium in Ballarat.
Interesting.
Wowzers between the Western Bulldogs and the Brisbane Lions. Sensible Dan, talk to me. What's going on?
Dogs are the class of the competition right now. They are playing delightful football. What did they win against by North? 120-ish?
128.
Josh Bruce, 10 goals.
10 goal too. Yep.
Amazing. Do you see the crowd get up when he kicked his 10th as well?
That is good. And I am one
they
to
loved
criticise Josh Bruce. And
Everyone has.
I can't wait for him not to kick a goal for the next 4 weeks.
That's-
Same as Essendon.
Doesn't need to.
Very-
Yeah, but he's one of the few men on earth that can say he kicked 10 goals in an AFL game
Respect
now.
it.
Just like 10-goal
I
Tommy
respect
Lynch.
it.
Who was
respect that.
who was the last bloke to do that? Would it have been Tom Lynch? There must have been
I
someone
would have
else in
thought it's
between.
probably Kennedy from the Eagles at some point in the last few years. But either way, I mean, it was great to see.
Respect it. Respect
Key
that.
forwards are back, and I absolutely love it.
Hearted.
Yeah, look, Dogs are just playing great footy, though. Lions looked a little bit better against the Pies, but does that really mean anything? I don't think Collingwood's that good, so I am comfortably tipping the Dogs here. Not 40 plus, they're not going to blow them out because the Lions have still got some talented players, but 1-39, absolutely.
Yeah, I got 139 too. Even though the Lions were my stock/lock of the week,
You nailed that.
I did.
You
I
nailed
did,
it.
and I almost didn't. But no, they should have won by more.
Unreal.
I'm being honest. They should have won by more, so I was actually quite comfortable. The second Bailey had that shot for goal, I knew. Like, I put it in. I might have messaged you guys. I messaged
did.
my other chat. I said, this guy's a sharpshooter. I was comfortable. I could have turned away. I didn't because I was very excited. But, like, I turned away. I could have turned away. And I would have known.
Mate,
straight away.
The footy gods, there was no way he was going to get punched in the dung hole 2 weeks running. He got robbed against the Cats.
He's a sharpshooter.
It was unbelievable, though, that out of the 18 Lions players on the park, he's the one that gets the
That's
redemption.
very
and he was
funny.
lifted off half back.
Yeah.
Like,
But he's-
get out.
Don't you ever tell me there is no such thing as football gods. They
2
were
weeks running.
they were well and truly active the last couple of weeks.
The ledger was squared. But yeah, look, boys, as you've hit the nails on the heads, the Dogs look elite. I mean, what a tune-up game was for them last week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just silly. Lions seem to be digging themselves out of a hole a little bit. I think it's more mental, this hole, than anything else, but they seem to be taking some positive steps forward. Excuse me, against the Pies.
Mm-hmm.
Was that goal from Bailey the spark? Is he the talisman going forward? Interesting.
Also, just quickly, did rate that he did the post-game interviews with his tooth missing.
I know.
Yes.
Love that.
Loved it.
That's what we want.
Awesome.
Big football guy.
I want more of that.
Big football guy.
I
Love
want
it.
more of that. Look, Dogs have got too many weapons, too much confidence at the minute. Like, they're running around. Mars Stadium as well. When was the last time Brisbane played there? If you live in Brisbane and you're listening to this, do you even know where Ballarat is? Where's Ballarat?
Can't tell you, mate.
Yeah, see, no one knows.
And he's an intrepid traveller.
No, I'm
Yeah,
being
he's
honest
been
here.
everywhere.
I'm gonna put an analogy here.
Here we
In
are.
Ballarat, Sovereign Hill. Ring any bells? We know Sovereign.
Nice
the
one,
gold,
brother.
the gold panners.
Nice one,
gold
brother.
Gold miners, gold panners, whatever you want to call it. The Doggies are gonna win up there, on their way to the gold. That's it. Simple as that. There's your headline.
Brilliant.
Now, honestly, Doggies to
Probably
Doggies
just
to make.
about the worst headline I've ever.
Oh, I'm
Made
embarrassed.
0 sense.
I'm
but
embarrassed. I'm as red as that footy on the inside. But Doggies to make top 4 is paying $275 at the moment, and I'm like intrigued. I'm very, very intrigued by that.
Take that.
Top 4, $275. I saw it at $4 start of the year, but you just don't know with Doggies.
Nah.
They're very similar to Carlton. You just don't know. Very similar to Essendon. You don't know whether they're going to be good or
Well,
bad.
it now seems that although I feel like their forward line still isn't as good as you would hope it to be if you're going to be a premiership contender. Like Josh Bruce, he comes and goes. Jamara's a few years off. Norton's a few years off. Like, who were their other key
Mitch
forwards?
Wallace, like he's not a key forward.
didn't even
but
play,
still.
though.
Got dropped. Josh Shackey, remember him? Remember Josh Shackey?
I do, yeah, that hurts
Dead.
me.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because they're getting that many entries and that much service from their mids anyway. So who cares? It doesn't matter.
And the funniest part about that game was their mids did really nothing.
Yeah.
Bont got tagged by Jed Anderson and only turned up once Anderson had left the game. McRae did absolutely nothing for three
quite going a
quarters,
while, yeah.
and then just lit up in the fourth. Dunkley had a pretty good game, and we
Treloar was massive.
we finally saw Treloar come to the floor, but
The goal
yeah,
kick was unreal.
Well, all four of them were pretty
I know.
handy.
I'm thinking of the one that run through the centre. The one, the highlight goal.
But it's they just get contributors from all over the park. I mean, Taylor Duray's playing really well off halfback. Caleb Daniels playing great footy. Bailey Williams, they're on fire.
They've found their place. Like everyone's kind of seems to be finding their place, which is my worry at the start of the year was whether they were going to be able to find their kind of spot in the team. All the big midfielders, but they really have. And this early too is very surprising on my end.
It seems. Look, sorry, Lions fans.
Got any bets?
Yeah, I was going to say sorry, Lions fans. Doesn't seem to be a lot in this one for you. There's a bit of a disconnect there at Brisbane. Lions got to work their way out of it. Don't know what's going on. Fagan must be ripping his hair out. But in terms of Maltese. Caleb Daniel, 25 touches. Bont goal. Treloar goal. Berry goal. I'm liking that. Zorko, 20 touches.
Which Berry?
Whichever one's listed in the forward line.
Okay, fair enough.
If you see the name Berry and it's in the Lions forward
Jump on.
line.
Strawberry.
Goal. Goal. Goal.
The old blue.
Goal.
The old poison.
Goal. Goal. Maybe all goal. Telling you now. Righty-o. First Saturday.
Hold on.
No, go on, what?
I got bets.
Oh, well,
Do you have bets?
No
he
bets
hasn't
for
had a
the
bet
Dets
since
today.
04.
Lethal Latham. Anytime goal.
How'd you forget?
Who could forget Dear Rat Boy? But he's usually good.
I've got to call him that from now on for the rest of his life.
He's usually good for one.
He looks so dirty, doesn't he?
I had Treloar 25 plus. He tended the second most CBAs for the Dogs, so right back in the thick of it.
What's a CBA for those who don't know?
So,
I know. I know, but
Central Broadcasting Association.
I thought it was the Colonel's bucket ass.
Colonels with a C? That's the worst part of this whole thing.
Look,
Move on quickly from this.
Centre bounce attendances for the people listening at home. And Dane Zorko 20 plus.
If you don't shut up, I'm going to put this in your neck.
I'm building.
You're not. You're deconstructing.
Go full Theodore Bagwell mode on him.
I'm going to put it in his... Yeah. I'll put this in your eye.
Boy.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Bro, guess who's just started watching Prison Break?
This guy.
This guy here. I like all of that, Dan. I like all of that. If you decide to wind back and listen to what he just said, I'm sure you will find some nuggets of gold in Ballarat. See, it all comes back around.
Boom. Sovereign Hill.
All right, Fullers. First Saturday. No, wait. This is the shuffling. It's not the Gold Coast game next, is it? Is it? Is it? It's the Saints game. It's the Saints game. It's the Saints game. It is the St Kilda Saints versus the West Coast Eagles at Marvel Stadium. Desmond, would you like to take this one away?
I'm jumping right on that Eagles bandwagon. I know. I said last week I tipped Port against them, and I said because Port have done nothing to show me not to back them in. And do you know what? The Eagles have just shown me a real reason as to why they're actually a contender. You know they play like that. They just coasted. They just coasted that last quarter or last half really. Real coasted, and they still played unreal footy. No, they find their footing. I know it's in Perth, but if they can find that footing outside of Perth, they're going to be unreal. And I feel like we say that all the time.
It's the age-old problem for them, isn't it?
So I've gone from saying it's potentially the worst Eagles outfit that I've ever seen in my lifetime, which is what I said. I said in my lifetime, you think they made the grand final in 2015? So spreaded throughout my existence in the footy world, the Eagles have been pretty good, and I thought they were going to struggle this year. But after that performance, I'm jumping right on it. So I got Eagles 40 plus, because you know what? What are Saints? If Saints lost by however much they did, what was it, 70 odd points, 76 points I think it was, or 74 points. How are they gonna get the grapes, mate? How are they gonna get the grapes? If you lose by 76 to Essendon, you're gonna have a tough time against the Eagles. Willie Rioli, the ghost of Willie Rioli, could be playing, and he's still gonna kick more goals.
Looking like Scrooge. Amazing.
You get what I'm putting.
I
do. I find it hard to disagree. Saints are in all sorts of trouble at the moment.
And I hate that so much because I quite like St Kilda.
They were really looking great coming around.
Well, and I love the way they went about it last year. They were one of my favourite teams to watch, and we were all pretty hot on the Saints this year. Obviously, they had their injuries to deal with, but we expected once they got a few of those blokes back, it would start to
iron itself out.
Bunch of burners, mate. As I put it, bunch of burners.
Bunch of crumb bums.
They've just got worse week on week.
Yeah.
And I feel terrible for Jack Steele absolutely playing a lone hand. He's trying to do everything, getting no help.
It seems to me that, like the Bulldogs, they've got a glut of midfielders. Unlike the Bulldogs, they've got a glut of midfielders that's all they do. They just do midfield. Just do midfield, that's it. Billings, Ross, Zach.
Crouch now.
Yeah, Brad Crouch now. Zach Zach Jones, there's another one. Hanbury, there's another one. Who else was playing? Sinclair when he's moved into the back.
Is Brad Hill the most overpaid player in the AFL?
He's 27. Don't you feel like he's like 38? Doesn't feel like he's been around
I didn't
forever.
know he was 27.
He's 27.
I would have said like 31 or 2.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
No kidding.
He's done absolutely nothing for St Kilda.
How much is he
at
on?
all?
What's he on?
700 a year.
But no, my point being, and it's as spot on as you are about Brad Hill. They've got all these midfielders that's all they do. And they're missing those midfielders that can push forward and kick a goal, or that will push back and be defensive and then rebound up the flank. Where's the McRaes that provide the outside run? Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They don't have enough midfielders that are prepared to do other things and can be versatile, and that's where they're falling down. And where's the defensive pressure coming from?
Yep.
Like, I don't want to jump on the bandwagon with what every other flog at Fox Footy has said in the last week, but when they're right, they're right. Like, where was the two-way running? Where was the hard tackles?
There is none.
Where was the 1%ers?
There is none.
There was none, but we saw that with West Coast. They were silky and they were hard at it. And if they bring that again to Marvel, they're going to bash St Kilda into the dirt. But you know full well Brett Ratton will have been behind the scenes just throwing haymakers at anyone coming near him, saying, work harder, do better, do better.
But you can say that all you want.
I was going to say, I don't know if that
sometimes
that leads
that's just not what they need, and I don't know whether that's going to fix the issue. I really don't.
Probably not. I'm going West Coast 1-39.
So yeah, I'm going 1-39 as well. I think 40 plus is a bit rich, only because I'm expecting a little bit of a bounce back. But
is Gaff back?
No.
They were actively force feeding him the pill last week.
Yeah, it really was. It was
happily
like
no.
Gaff, eat the ball.
Happily no.
Happily
Happily
it was
no.
like focusing.
Do you want a grape?
No.
Do you know what I mean? He thought about
No
it.
grape.
He thought about it. I'm feeding you a grape later on.
It was horrible, like to watch as a in fantasy non-gaff owner. But they were just force feeding him the pill. I still don't think that he's that effective. But look, if him getting 36 or 40 touches correlates with the Eagles winning, then good on him. Good
for the Eagles. So is when Nick Nat said, Gaff knows what his value is to us, just as a receiver. So Gaff is Homer Simpson in hell, getting force-fed donuts.
You like donuts?
So you like disposals, eh? That's him.
Yeah. And not just disposals, pointless disposals.
It's nice to have a roll, though.
Best bets, Oscar Allen, first half anytime goal, $1.45. He's playing pretty good football at the moment. Sheed, 25 plus, just dominating in the midfield and looked good again. And now that Shuey's back out, more midfield time again.
That hurts me. That Shuey out hurts me.
He was literally tearing Port to shreds single-handedly. Like, they just could do nothing to stop Shuey at all.
And he looked gutted when he came to the bench. He looked gutted.
Yeah, we just come back from hamstring and then did the exact same thing. And Jack Steele anytime goal, $2. That's good value.
Is that paying $2 right now?
It is paying $2 right now.
That's rude as shit. He was paying $1.70 for an anytime goal last week, and I was like, well, that should be the cornerstone of whatever bets you do.
$2.
Build from that. That's rude. Take that.
Big value.
As Ron Simmons would say. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Actual.
Big fruit.
Well, so you should know where I've started this week already. Jack Steele, 1 goal. Jack Steele, 25 touches. Higgins for a goal. I reckon he had 2 or 3 on the weekend. Yeah. He's been averaging about 2 or so a game. Mm-hmm. Hearn, 20 plus. He's just quietly, Hearn is putting together it's early days, 3 very, very good weeks. The Taylor Walker of the backlines at the minute. One on the clock back. And Redden, 20 plus for the Eagles as well, going under the radar in that midfield unit. And I think with Shuey out for a little bit of time, he's going to see his numbers increase. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking.
Like it.
Can't hate it, mate. Can't hate it at all.
That's what I'm thinking. Now, Desmond Van Bus, is it time for a little 60-second scramble?
It is time for a little sneaky scramble. Yeah, I'm cutting in. Now. You've got me excited.
Let's do it.
All right. So, I thought last week the word association was a little teensy bit of a hit. So it's time for word association.
Were you on the same show as what we were?
It's time for word association again, except it's legendary figures in the world. Legendary figures in the world.
What's he on about? I don't like it. What's he on about?
The legendary figures.
I'm no words.
I don't know.
Just to clarify, it's my world. It's my world. All right, and there's no wrestlers, so I'm sorry. There's going to be a wrestling scramble later. So, all right.
I'll dominate that though.
So it's word association. So when you hear this
that.
person, you got to tell me who it reminds you of. All right, Richie. Clock started. Bang. Lance Whitnell.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Am I supposed to tell you who I think it is?
No. All right, yours.
Same weight, same
Austin,
face.
Basically,
Austin Powers.
What, an AFL player?
Yeah, I want an AFL player. I'll take... No, Winston Churchill's funny, though, so I'll let it slide.
Bloody hell. Matthew Cottrell.
No, Mitch Robinson, surely.
Austin Powers?
Yeah.
Why?
Can you imagine an Austin Powers remake with Mitch Robinson as Austin Powers?
No.
Yeah, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright, fair
I
enough.
could, honestly. All right, this one's big on the press today. Paul Pierce.
Tyson Stengel.
All right.
I mean, there's a number you could pick in there. To Goey, Dusty.
Love it. All right, Steve Stifler.
Oh, Jesus. Josh Boothma.
Yeah, no. Nice.
Hey,
Or the,
Nice.
or the Bev Show.
respect that.
Bet you, yeah.
All right, Donkey from Shrek.
Oh, I've got a mate in England who looks identical to Donkey from Shrek. I'll show you afterwards.
I'm
He
excited.
looks identical, like identical.
I'm very excited.
Donkey from Shrek. Zach Bailey, same teeth.
Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful. All right, Shrek.
Oh, my God.
You already said Lance Whitnell, so
Stuart Jew.
Lovely.
I'm not arguing. I'm just laughing.
All right, now it's time to go to the female category. Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, is this me or him? Oh, come on.
You're not off the hook, Dan.
Does it have to be a female answer?
Nah, male.
It has to be a male
It
answer.
has to be male.
Melissa McCarthy.
What do you even say to
Jake
that?
Stringer.
Oh, my God. All
Same
right.
weight, same height,
Final question.
same age, same
And these
suit
are legendary
contribution.
figures. Amy Schumer.
Also, 2020 Jake Stringer.
It is. He's both.
I would bounce it back.
He is. When he had the blonde top knot on the go.
Yeah.
I only just put those last two in. I hate them both. Just to clarify it to the fans. Just so I don't get It's all
what
right.
He's going.
Me too.
He's going to the Gold Coast next week. You're not going to hear from him. You're not going to hear from him. We'll get to that. We will get to that. Actually, I think we're there now.
You know what the best part about this is?
Go on.
You know how normally this is the
Yeah.
longest time between the scrambles? We get 2 full weeks off.
Didn't like that. I thought that was quite funny. Bit of word association.
2 full
1,
weeks.
2
2 full weeks.
Get ready. That means it's 2 weeks worth of scrambles coming at you
Long
guys.
service leave.
Again, remember the threat about the pen in the neck. It's coming.
Oh, my.
Speaking of the Gold Coast, now we're going to fling to you for this game because you're going to be up there for it.
I will be.
He's on location. Desmond Van Bus will be up there Saturday night. Gold Coast Suns versus the Carlton Blues
At Metricum Stadium.
at Metricum Stadium.
And there'll be plenty of cum going there in the form of me. All right, I'm putting it straight out there. I feel like Carlton are being a little bit disrespected by the bookies here. $1.85 to beat Gold Coast. Gold Coast obviously lose wits. They've lost wits. That is a big, big loss.
I'm fine.
I'm being honest, Rich.
I'm listening. I'm doing
By,
true things at
by
once.
the end of the podcast, there will be no grapes
Well,
on there, right? Just like the amount of ruckman that Gold Coast have, or amount of quality ruckman. You know, what are you going to do?
That's the first good analogy you've
Yeah, it
ever
is.
made.
Because
I'm
they're
really
gonna,
happy
do
with
you know
that.
what? They're gonna have to recruit Gary Ablett back because he's probably gonna be the tallest person on their team. You know, like that's gonna be tough. That is gonna be tough. Doesn't matter who Carlton put in there. Doesn't matter. But $1.85 is a little bit of a disrespect. No respect on that.
Who? Suns?
No. Carlton are paying $1.85. Like, come on. I've got
that.
Carlton 1-39 comfortably. I'm gonna be sitting there watching it, and that hurts me actually. Before I tell you about what I'm gonna be doing at the game, that hurts me because I had big hopes for Gold Coast start of the year, and the wheels seem to be falling off. I looked at Stewie Jew. He's got like 15% win rate. That hurts.
That's not fair on him. He
Nah.
deserves better than that.
So
That hurts.
a coach like Stewie Drew, you don't look at win rate.
I do.
You just can't because the situation he inherited.
I understand they were dog,
God awful.
but 15% is tough, and it's not getting bumped up.
But why is it? Once again, it's the season that's begun, and the Gold Coast has got an injury list that looks like England's casualty rate at the end of World War One. How? Every year going, they seem to have 1 million dudes dead. It
They
doesn't
always-
make
they
sense.
talk
The
about
worst
that.
part is like all these injuries as well. Like they're not even soft tissue. Like
No,
they're just
ACL
really
bad.
bad
They're just,
shit.
they're just
Yeah.
bad luck. Like they're just ACLs or Matt Rao. You know, they're not even. You can't do anything about them.
No.
It's just pure dumb
And there's
luck.
no reason either. Like there's not. You see on the Jared Witts on the Instagram page, like all the idiots going, oh, it's because of rotations. It's like no.
Whoever said, if you said it's due to rotations, you're a fool.
No, there's lots of falls. I saw at least 15 comments, and I'm looking going, due to rotations, the dude tore his ACL. His hamstring didn't fall
He
off
got
the bone.
He got fallen onto
Yeah.
by a man who weighs 400 kilos and is 9 feet tall.
And he's literally the human epitome of a brick. Like,
is.
it's just how it is. Like, so if you make those comments, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yep.
You're going to have to get the old sensible Dan spectacles out and watch the game.
R.I.P. in peace to Jared Witts. Get
Yeah,
better soon.
I hate that.
Get
Because
better
he
soon.
had
We
an
do, yeah.
unreal start, like, as you kind of said, the informed ruckman, really. The informed unsung hero of the ruck division, as Bruce Bufford said.
And just a battler. Every year just takes on the ruck role 100% pretty much by himself. Never has any help. He just gets the job done week in, week out. So
Yeah, Carlton
Press
comfortably, 1-39. Wouldn't surprise me. Whatever the line is, I'd be getting on that because if they're paying $1.85, the line's probably going to be like.
The only thing that beats Carlton is Carlton. They are the only thing that stops Carlton in this game. Carlton's going to win this game if they decide they want to win this game. Now, everyone's like, oh, Carlton's back. You should have heard. Sorry, I'm coughing because of all the bullshit of which I'm allergic to. What's his name? What's the little short, sort of square-headed guy, the commentator? Not Bray Short. No, the other guy. Hudson. Anthony Hudson, that's him. The ultra suck that he and the panel were giving to Carlton during that game against Freo. Oh, Carlton. Oh, Crips. Blues. They're back. Nunes. Gibbons.
I mean, as you rightly said to me when we were talking about this game, yeah, it's impressive. However, when you look around and realise that you're standing in a childcare centre beating the crap out of toddlers, it's not that impressive.
It was a fifeless Freo away from home who didn't want to be there. They looked tired. They looked out of sorts. Their mids had a dreadful day. It wasn't even like two teams at the height of their powers who were trying hard played, and the best team got over the line.
No.
Carlton beat up on a mob of kindergartners, and we're all supposed to be here like, they're back, the Blues are back.
What
I want
I
to hear it.
I don't believe they're back, and I would have actually tipped the Suns if it wasn't for
Wits.
100%.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
what swayed
If
me.
Wits and
Because-
Rails in this team, Suns win.
Oh, that's what I
I
think.
feel like this is just, it's the stepping stone, really. Like, they were already struggling a little bit with injuries with Real and whatnot, and now they've just had the soul ripped out of them.
Having said that, Anderson and Bose this year have gone bang, and I'm loving it early from them. I'm loving it. Now, Cripps
But
did look good.
You know, though, being a former ruckman yourself, if you're not giving your team first usage, the midfielders are lost. They're lost at sea.
Well, they're starting one back from the get-go.
Well, whoever does end up doing it, Chris Burgess or whatever, you
think it is.
can expect Anderson's production to drop off purely because he's not going to be getting first look at it.
I wonder if it's everyone's thinking it's going to be Burgess, but I wonder, do the Suns throw a curveball and just chuck another midfielder in there who hasn't been getting any play at the minute? Who's a midfielder on the outer?
Why wouldn't you just let Greenwood do it?
Well, there you go.
Go full Sean Grigg mode, someone who's
Exactly
192
what I was
centimetres
thinking.
tall, and just have an extra midfielder.
I think
on
that's
board.
just got.
Precisely what I was
I
thinking.
think that's exactly how it's going to work. Honest, because he played a good game against the Crows.
He did.
Played a
Greenwood's
very good
been one of their
He's-
solid contributors since
He's a
he's been
good
up
player.
there.
I like
He
Greenwood.
is, and he was the one that I was very disappointed to let go.
He
of
is
the
like
Crows team.
65 years old next year, though, isn't he?
Now, he is. Now, but I just want to come back to Cripps very quickly. Played a great game.
Did.
I don't think he's back permanently, though. I think if someone gets into him, if Greenwood starts giving him sharp elbows, he could find he has a very difficult day. But
They've tagged him with Nick Coleman before, so
There
do
you
not
go.
be surprised if that happens again.
There you go.
Just quickly to move on from this game. Best bets: Darcy McPherson anytime goal. I do like Darcy. He's got a bit of shit about him, so I do rate him. Jack Lukosius 20+, just racking them up. I think Suns are second in the league for uncontested marks at the moment. Jack Lukosius just eating them up, so 20+ easy.
Eating them up.
And Zach Williams, you expect the bigger disposal days, the bigger goal scoring days are coming. So 20+ $1.40 easy money.
liking that a lot. Once again, haven't seen the markets when I made this. Don't know what it's paying, but have a look, see what you like. Take the ones you do, leave the ones you don't, etc. Lukosius 20+. I know he only had 19 on the weekend, but he's good for it, and that's just going to pump his odds up for this week. Greenwood 20+, again, good for it. Sard 20+, seems to be paying about $1.25 each week, even though he keeps knocking around like the 24 touch mark. So get into Sard. Walsh 25, he'll do that easy. Gibbons goal, been good for it. He was the last thing to happen in my multi for that Carlton game, and it happened with about 11 seconds left of the game. I was like, thank you, Gibbo. And Jack Nunes, anytime goal. He's been very quietly under the radar. He's looking better than he did last year, Nunes, and he had a pretty good year last year.
He did.
I think he had about a goal, and might have even been 2 goals last week, and 25-ish touches against Freo. Looking real good. All right, so that's 2 Saturday games done. I think...
You got the pies.
Yep.
Now, that's the Sunday games.
Pies v Giants.
Pies v Giants? Mm-hmm. Pies v Giants. Where's that being played? Boys?
Is that it right there?
It is right here. It is right here. It is the second Saturday night game at the MCG. I got there in the end.
Did Desmond Van Bus write these notes for you?
If we look back and hear the whisper, I did say it's at the G.
I
have called it. I've called it early.
Collingwood Magpies, GWS Giants. Fellas, let me summarise this one real quick for you. Perryman's out for 2. He's got the kissing disease. That's what it is. Look it up. Phil Davis, he's out for 6. He's got old man-itis. That's what it is. Look it up. Canelio out for 6 as well. I think it was a calf, maybe. Syndesmosis. Syndesmosis it was. See, I'm an expert. DeBoer out for 10. DeBoer out for 10. That's basically the whole leadership group right there. The Giants are in the absolute doldrums. And I feel bad for them. I don't like to sit here and dump on the Giants because I've liked them ever since they came into the league. Just because they're a bit of a novelty, but I've always had a soft spot for them, and I just think they're going to get pounded in this one, to be honest with you. They're just going to have to rely on a bunch of kids and a bunch of blokes that are just doing everything week in, week out. The back line is now relying on a man named Cumming. Do you know what I mean? Who's up forward kicking goals for him? You would like to think that blokes like Himmelberg and Riccardi and Finlayson to be stepping up. I haven't seen them in 2 weeks.
They don't have the juice, mate. The reason they were any good in the first place, by all accounts, is because of Jeremy Cameron. Jeremy Cameron taking away the defense's best defender.
Yep.
Now they got nothing.
They look resigned to their fate this year already. It's 3 games in, and they just look, nah.
They're horrible. I can honestly,
you can count the number of players on 3 fingers who, so far for the Giants, have looked the business.
Coming.
Well, I wouldn't even put him down.
It's been good.
A lot of his touches have just come from kickouts, mostly. It happens. Taranto, been solid. Tobias Green, he's been very good. And Matt Flynn, and that's it.
Yep.
Other than that, everyone else is just sort of ambling around the park, waiting until Leon Cameron's gone.
I like Cumming.
It wouldn't surprise me if Giants get the spoon this year, boys. I'm putting it out there. As I said last week.
Did you hear that?
The spoon.
The spoon.
North
mate.
Melbourne exist, mate.
Yeah, North Melbourne are going to beat them. North Melbourne.
I've heard everything.
North Melbourne.
You said you were building, and we're there.
North Melbourne are going to beat the Giants. They're going to beat them.
He was here.
Do you know what?
And they're done.
Yeah.
Hold me out. You boys tell your multi, and I'm going to find out what round it is.
He's
putting that on the table.
He's talking absolute smack.
I do agree with you. I'm not going to go 40 plus for the Pies because I don't think the
I
Pies
went
are
40
much
plus
crack
for the
either.
Pies.
But 1 to 39, I do think the Pies will definitely get the job done here. I'm assuming you want to tell us something about that.
Did you say shoe-ming?
I did.
Is that what you said?
I did.
It is a lovely little, some sort of an Adidas, possibly Ultra Boost. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice foam support. Lightweight, springy, and it is my shoe-in of the week. Collingwood 1 to 39. They are not losing this one. If you look back at my shoe-in of the week last week, I said Melbourne 21 to 40 points. They won by like 36. So yoink. Pies are winning this one 1 to 39. I wouldn't even be surprised again if it hit like the 45 mark, somewhere around there. Seriously, if they get a roll on, and they were good against Brisbane. Brisbane are a lot better than the Giants at the minute.
Hey, putting it on the table here, I'm locking it in. That's my dog of the week for that week. North Melbourne in round 13 are going to beat the Giants at Blundstone. North Melbourne have a bye. Giants have a bye. Guess what? The Roos are going to get up. It's going to be the Roos' first win.
We'll get back to you in 9 weeks' time when the Giants have got a lot of their first teamers back and see what the thoughts are.
You're a sick man.
I'm not changing now.
You're a sick man.
Too much
Other
pride.
little
Too
bets,
much pride.
Jordan DeGoey 2+. If Pies are going to dominate, Jordan DeGoey is going to get on the end of a couple of them. So Tom Green, 20+ disposals. Now that De Boer's out, someone else has got to go in that midfield. I think Tom Green is obviously just a logical decision to go in there. And Timmy Taranto, 25+.
The old TT.
My guy. It's Timmy time.
I like TT.
It's Timmy time.
Giants next captain.
Ow, yeah. No, Tobias. It's got to be.
Nah.
It's got to be Tobias. Look, yeah. Pies, we didn't talk much about the Pies. I thought they were unlucky. The footy gods punished them last week. The footy gods punished them. The footy gods will restore that balance this week. I know I've said Pies, but they'll restore it. Pendles, Sidey and Adams just look evergreen at the minute.
Adams was disgraceful last week, mate. I don't know what game
he
you were watching. He did nothing.
He was cromulent enough.
I think what's the opposite of a build?
A deconstruction.
A descent. He descended that game.
He wasn't as bad as all.
It was a descent because he started off okay. I'll back you in. He started off okay and ended real bad.
Ordinary.
He looked like me when I get a double quad cramp.
Can we just talk 1 second quickly?
I like your Tay-Tay.
Can we just talk 1 second quickly? Yeah. I've heard a lot of chat about Darcy Moore, right? Being the best defender in the AFL. I can't remember who wrote it the other week. It's come off the top of my mind. One of the AFL media said Darcy Moore is the most valuable player in the league.
Yeah,
Who said that?
Probably Cam Luke. Idiot.
Well, could have been.
Who said that?
I can't remember.
It'd be Cam Luke.
It's not. Darcy Moore has had bags kicked on him every single week.
He's had 9 goals kicked on him for the season. That's his stat at the minute. 9 goals kicked on him by direct opponents, Darcy Moore.
MVP.
He loves a rebound, yes. Don't get me wrong. He's
Liam Jones is better than Darcy Moore. Changed my mind.
He started the year real well last year, I reckon. Didn't he only have like 5?
Darcy Moore looks good doing nothing.
Who said that?
I can't
want to
remember.
know. If you said Darcy Moore is the most important player in the league, MVP, call it what you want, come and find me. Because you shouldn't be on radio, television, newspaper, SEN, the Herald Sun, wherever you are.
Wouldn't even be top 5 in his own team.
No, he's not top 5 in his own team. Pendles and Sidey are top 2, and they're looking elite at the minute.
I'd rather Jath be my key forward.
I'd rather Roughhead. Roughhead's more important to the Pies
true.
defensive line than Moore is at the minute. Tell me I'm wrong. Fight me.
Cop that, Darcy.
In any way.
I said key forward. I meant key defender. I got excited because Jath almost kicked goal on the
Well,
weekend.
Darcy Moore is neither, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, damn. Right, multi-time. Yow. Sidey, 25 touches. Yummy. Pendles, 25 touches. Good. Coming. 20 touches. He will. He had 29 last week. He's having 20.
It's coming.
That wounded me, sir. John Noble, 20 touches. I think he only had about 19 or 20 on the weekend. He will have 20 this time. Don't worry about that. And Timmy Time. Big Timmy Taranto, the Tarantula, 25 touches. It's all disposals there. I like him. I like him a lot.
I like the name Captain Taranto.
I like the nickname
good ring to it.
Tarantula. How have I never thought of that?
Tarantula.
That is sick.
It's Timmy Time.
The old TTT, Timmy Taranto Tarantula.
It's trumpet Tarantula's time.
The tickler.
We need to stop. Right, the first Sunday game. I think that was all the Saturday games. Pretty sure it was. I told you my notes are useless this week. First Sunday game is at Marvel Stadium between the North Melbourne Kangaroos and the Adelaide Crows. Boys, I'll sum it up real quick. Adelaide's 1-39. 1-39. That's my tip on this one. Sensible Dan, what do you like? No, are you typing? Are you busy?
I'm having a quick look to see if I can
typing
find out.
Darcy Moore most valuable.
I'm trying to see if I can find out who said this. Because I
while you
do
find
need
out-
to
You
find
keep
out.
Googling,
No, just quickly.
I see the light.
Crows 40 plus. Crows 40 plus, absolutely.
You've cut in straight away when I'm getting excited. I see the light for the Crom. I see the light. Do you know, I thought this year we were going to be battling out for the wooden spoon. I genuinely thought we were going to be battling it out, and I was worried. The boy was worried.
You and literally everyone else, mate.
Guess what? I'm claiming
I wasn't.
Crows aren't making final. We're going to come ninth. I see the light. If you had told me last year that Crows are going to come ninth, I'd be
You'd be Isaac coming.
I'd be Chankos Jath every time I watch him. Every time I watch him, I get excited, and that's how excited I'd be. See the light, Crows going to win 1-39 because do you know what? This is a jinx. This is a typical Des jinx. If you know me on a personal level, I like to jinx myself. When I want things to happen, I'll say the opposite, and it always seems to work out. 1-39. Fingers crossed for 40 plus. I'd be very interested to see what the line is. I'm going to actually have a look at
Doesn't
that
that mean that the Roos are going to win then by 40 plus if it's the opposite?
Yeah, basically.
No, Crows are winning. We're locking that in. Let's not be silly here.
Roos 1-39.
No, I'm saying Crows 1-39, not 40 plus, because I want 40
That's
plus
not
to
the
happen.
opposite.
I don't know what the hell he's saying.
Neither do
I'm
I.
lost.
Crows 40 plus. Look,
The line is, I'm cutting in, the line is 20.5. Crows going to do that.
Well, that's easy.
$1.90, easiest money you'll make.
easy.
That's my light of the week.
I actually just kind of feel bad for the Roos right now. They're in the same boat the Crows were
I
12
don't
months
at
ago.
Under siege.
You know, they're just, the back line is just getting absolutely roasted. And losing Jed Anderson is not good because he was the only midfielder worth a salt.
Doing anything.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad at all because do you know what? Crows are going to... I'll feel bad in round 5 once Crows have finished with them.
I'm also mean, like, it's very tough for a team to be in that position. It's tough to keep the morale up when you know what's coming every single week. You could see it early on in the season with the Crows last year. They just...
Yeah.
You don't want to be out there.
I've played in teams like that.
And all three of us have played in sporting teams where you get belted every... It's not fun. It really is not fun. Even if the blokes in the team are the best blokes in the world.
It sucks terribly.
I'd be telling them, I'd be saying, hey, boys, hold out for round 13 because we got the Giants in Tassie.
You're a madman. Look,
if you are a Roos fan, just keep your eyes on the kids. That's all you can do. Just keep watching. Tommy Power, Will Phillips looked okay. You'd think he'll find his feet at the level. Charlie Lazaro stunk last week, but he's showed some signs.
They're gonna have stinky weeks. There's gonna be some real stinkers.
Just keep the faith. keep the faith.
All you can really do, look, the Kangas I think are going to come out early in that first quarter because you know full well, like, Noble's going to be trying to G them up. They're going to be hearing all the chat. They're going to come out and try and make a statement. They're probably going to be thinking, look, Crows were slated to finish bottom 2 this year. They won the Spoon last year. We're probably a better chance to get a win here than we were last week against the Dogs or whoever they play. It was Dogs, wasn't it? Yeah. They're probably thinking they're rating themselves to be a bit better chance.
I just can't see it.
I know, but you know what they'll be saying
I'm
internally.
thinking, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But what were the Crows saying internally 12 months ago? And it doesn't help. If you don't have the cattle on the park, it does not help. You can say whatever you want.
I think 12 months ago, Nix was yelling at Brad Crouch for being a lazy dog.
And what good did it do?
Well, he's gone now, and they're winning.
Nothing. It just did nothing. So all I'm saying is, internally, they can say, oh, everyone's saying this, that, and the third. If the talent's not there, you cannot overcome it.
So you mentioned about the back line getting pounded. I think a lot of that's due to the midfielders not cracking in and it flinging out the back before the mids actually jump on it and do something. And as you said, when Jed Anderson is your best midfielder, because Cunnington looks all at sea at the minute, and he's still coming back from multiple injuries. I don't think he's quite right still, but when Anderson, who's your best mid, gets dumped out of the game and it's just an onslaught, of course your back line's going to be under siege.
I think that Cunnington argument goes back to what you were saying before about midfielders who just midfielder. If you can't do other stuff in this day and age, now that the footy's changed,
ultra trouble.
You've got nothing.
Big trouble, little China.
And look, you know what? If you have followed us in the past when we've done the podcast, we had a segment called Dummy of the Week. And I'm itching to bring that back. I'm working on it. I've got the tech team in the background there looking at it. I've got men in lab coats and women 2021 in lab coats.
With the beakers.
With beakers pouring.
Bunsen
burners cooking. We are working out how to get Dummy of the Week back on the air where it belongs. But I'm getting in quick with the Dummy of the Week. Jonathan Brown, you are a clod for getting on media and saying that Zeeble needs to do more. Zeeble's not putting in enough. He's not trying hard enough. Zeeble. He had, 33 touches, 36? He was the highest possession winner on the ground.
Yeah.
Out of all of the Dogs players, he was the highest possession winner. Look at where all of his touches were. It is a red spot, like the heat tracker is a red spot in the back line. All of his touches was in defence. The dude did everything he could have. Had something like, 5-6 tackles. What more could he have done? What more could he have done, Brownie?
And I'm going to sit here and give the Dummy of the Week Junior to David King for almost saying the exact same thing. He doesn't have the tank to play off halfback. No one in the world has a tank to play off halfback when you're getting pelted with footies for 3 hours. It was just an absolute onslaught. I couldn't believe it.
It was camped in the Dogs' forward on. What's he supposed to do? Hey, boys, I'm on the halfback flank. Can you just kick it out to me, eh?
Out of all the people that in North's team, the last person who should have been getting any stick is Jack Zeeble.
Heart and soul. And that's why he's all guts. And that's why he wins our Michael Richardson Massive Respect Award. Shout out to Michael Richardson, one of the lads that got in touch with us. We do shout outs. So if you want a shout out on the show, get in touch with us. We'll dedicate some half-assed, poorly thought out segment to you. We promise. It's a promise. It's a promise.
Just quick, moving on from the Roos.
Yeah.
Tex.
The
Texan. First man to ever win a Coleman and a Brownlow in the same season.
Are we going to run onto the Oval this year for his 100th goal?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
And if you think
if you
think he's going to continue his form, Tex 5+ goals at the moment is paying $3.20. I don't mind it.
That's easy. Easy.
If Josh Bruce can kick 10,
Tex can kick 20.
I agree.
No, he can kick 10. Tex, that's not out of the ballpark.
Tex can definitely get back to 5 again.
Tex Walker he'd run laps around Josh Bruce, and Tex ain't good at running laps.
And just quickly,
he is now.
Just quickly,
I
know coaches will adjust, but could we see 100 goals again?
Yes.
I actually think we can.
17 goals is what Tex has got over 3 rounds. 17 divided by 3 times by 22 works out to being about
123, I think, or something like that.
Sensible Dan.
5.7 goals a game.
Sensible Dan. There it is. Look, Crows are looking elite right now. I love it. The league loves it. Tex is back, baby.
The mighty Crom.
Get behind his big flapping elephant ears and let's ride this baby to the moon. Multi-time. Laird, 25 touches. He'll have that in the first quarter. Tex, 3 goals. He'll have that in the first quarter. Jimmy Rowe, my boy. The Human Farmers Union iced coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime goal, done. Zeeble, 25 touches. Expect a repeat performance. No, but he's lazy though, isn't he, Brownie? Doesn't do enough, does he, Brownie? Yeah.
That's good though, because
if he stays healthy, there's no way he doesn't have 25 touches every single week. He takes virtually all their kick-outs, which is coming in again incessantly.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lock for 25 every week.
He'll have 25 kick-outs this week.
If you don't have him in your fantasy teams, seriously consider it.
Stupid.
Would Sportsbet believe, people like Brownie, and will that affect the odds, you reckon, or are they too smart?
I'm not sure. You would hope not.
I'm stumped.
I'm very interested in that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sports bet smarter than Brownie. I don't know.
Sports
So
bet
they
smarter
listen
than
in.
a fifth grader.
They listen into the hype. Is that going to affect the odds? Do you reckon?
Probably.
Potentially. In any case,
Look at that
Zeeble
then.
25, Ben Keys 20 plus. He's averaging 20 at the minute. And my man, Shane McAdam, anytime goal. Done. 6 legs. Boom,
I'm
put it
loving
together.
all these Crows players.
Ooh,
Loving
yeah.
them all, mate.
And they're all getting done, I'll tell you that much. That much. 2 games left, I think it is, boys. Second Sunday game is at the G. Melbourne Demons, not Gold Coast, apologies. Almost said something else. Melbourne Demons versus
Dwayne.
Not that good. Melbourne Demons versus the Geelong Cats. What do you reckon, Des? What do you reckon?
Cats shouldn't have won yesterday because it is we do film on a Tuesday.
They should be 0-3.
They should be, but do you know what? They're not, and that's what I like about the Cats is when the job can't be done, they can get it done. You think about those players. Think about all the goals that they've scored against the Hawks. Think about everything they've scored against Hawthorn yesterday. Probably shouldn't have even happened. Like they honestly, I'm thinking in the last quarter think about Jack Henry and Jordan Clark, just that last goal. That just summed up the whole game for them. Like they get dominated the entire game, and then bang, 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 goal, and it's just. I think that's going to be enough to beat Melbourne. I really don't rate Melbourne. I know they're 3-0. I know they
look at the teams they beat.
They were flirting with the Giants, losing to the Giants. 3/4 time, they go, okay, let's play some footy. Let's play some kick to kick.
Who Melbourne?
Yeah,
because when even that in the start of that fourth quarter, Greeny had 2, and Melbourne were looking on the back foot.
And that's my point. They say, okay, bang, and they obviously ended up winning by 39. Oh, what was it? What did you call
it? About
it?
36 or so, something like that.
So Richie called that last week, and it's like, I don't think it's going to work against Geelong. I don't think you can do it, even though they're playing at the MCG. I don't think it's going to matter. Cats are going to get up. I don't rate Geelong as much as I did coming into the season, but they're going to win this game. I think they're just going to do it, and I think the odds show. I think they'll let me get it up and give me your legs, and I'll tell you the odds.
There's too much of this chat about getting it up. Isaac coming. You need to be sensible.
$1.73, $1.73 is a little bit of disrespect. A little bit. That could be a
That's
good
what
multi.
the Cats are paying outright.
Yes, and that is a very good. That's a very good multi-base, I believe.
What's 1-39 paying?
Let me get on to that.
I bet it's something like $2.40.
Because I've just decided. You talked me into it.
Oh,
Cats 1-39.
oh,
Lock of the week.
$2.37.
I want to say $2.40. I was all right.
The line's obviously $1.90. That's 4.5 points. So they've got to win by 5 points.
Lock in the 1-39. To be honest with you, right now, I don't think either of these teams are playing that great of footy. The Cats have looked pretty ordinary.
Horrible.
And that game on Monday was just terrible.
The last 10 minutes was good, but that's it.
It was like a throwback to 2 years ago. Just boring,
not
defensive.
In a good way.
No one wanted to go forward and attack. No one wanted to take the game on.
Chang did.
The only player on the ground.
My man, Chang.
And he bombed it long, and who was there?
He's a beautiful man.
It was 9 Cats defenders because no one wanted to score goals, apparently.
He's my favourite player in the AFL. I'm calling it now.
I love Chang.
Just quickly, Mark O'Connor, last 2 weeks, has absolutely clamped the hell out of Lockie Neal and Tom Mitchell.
And looked good doing it.
Just very, very good doing it.
Destroyed them.
2 Brownlow medalists in 2 weeks, and he bitchified them.
And I imagine he's going to do the exact same thing again. Now you can throw it up between Clary and Petrarca. It could be either one of the two.
I'd be going Clary, shutting down Noel Claz.
I think Trackistan is too big, too tough.
But would you though? Because I think
Petrarca's a ball dude.
Way more damaging.
He is, but if you can shut down Oliver, he's going to struggle to shut down Petrarca.
He's that link man, Oliver.
You would have said 2 days ago he would struggle to shut down Tom Mitchell.
Petrarca's a pit bull dude.
And he did it easy.
Straight through you.
He's going to go through like a bad curry.
I'm glad you said that.
I'm on with you. Go to Clary and he'd take him down. He'd pull him apart.
Well, Matt DeBoer did that already. But if I was a coach, I'd be going after Petrarca personally rather than Clary. I don't think Clary's a great player in his own right, but just not as damaging. Gets a lot of appeal.
It's just because he can shut down Clary. I don't know if that's the thing. You don't know. Do you risk it if you can't? If you can't shut down Petrarca, then you've got 2 players running wide.
You start him on Petrarca.
Yeah.
10 minutes in, it's not working. Move him on.
I agree, but I agree with what you're saying. I think you end up going to Oliver because he's soft to target. But I think Petrarca would kick a tag. He's good enough now.
Either way, depending on what you want, whichever way you want to look at it, I'm gonna say right now that probably will go to Oliver. Seems to make more sense.
It does.
So Oliver unders on disposals because he really could not shake that De Boer tag last week. Got clamped, and an Oliver goal because I assume at some point when they start getting sick of him having 3 disposals at half time, they'll send him up forward and he'll potentially chip in up there.
Look, the Cats ground out a hard one on Monday, harder than that should have been for them. Wins like that can sometimes be a catalyst, and I see that, no pun intended, and I see them going forward with that. I see them having a better win this week than they did against the Hawks. But again, hark back to Richmond. What did we say? There's no premiers in April. Just get the wins where you can. Doesn't matter how you get them. Just get them. Mm-hmm. They should get a win here against Melbourne, who are 3-0. But when you can see the calibre of teams they beat, I don't think that's a particularly special 3-0. You can only beat or play who's in front of you.
But they haven't done it well. They have not done it well.
I think they've got a Port Adelaide style of wake-up call coming their way. Having said that, Hunt, Salem and Langdon, the amount of run and push forward from those blokes, that's what's driving this. Mm-hmm. And if those blokes get on their bike and get clear and get space, Melbourne's going to go a long way towards getting this done.
And you know what the funny thing is? That's exactly what the Cats struggle with the most. Who was the best player on ground for Hawthorn? Would you say?
Chang.
And
my man Chang.
His game is very, very similar
to what those three are doing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you never know. I'm going to tip the Cats, but if Melbourne are up to the task, we'll see.
I agree on that. Little multi-time. Gawn, 1 goal. Gawn anytime goal. Said at the start of the year, I don't know what my role is. And then they put him forward and he's been jagging a few. He looked a bit timid, but the more he gets, the better he's going to be. Gawn goal. Petrarca anytime goal. Petrarca 25 touches. Mitch Duncan in the middle in the absence of dangers looking great. 30 touches there. And the leader of the Slut Touch Brigade, that's not sexist. With Slut Touch, we mean just cheapies. Tom Stewart, 20 touches. That's paying $1.30. I promise you it's paying $1.30.
Very nice.
Now. Check it now. What's Tom Stewart paying? I'll tell you it's $1.30. Look that up. Do you have any other bets? No, we're good?
Parfit anytime goal.
Yoink, put that in. Last game of the round, Optus Stadium, Fremantle Dockers versus the Hawthorn Hawks. Let's get into it. Can I just say, I reckon Hawthorn 1-39. They should have won. Well, I'd say should have won. They were good enough to come back and get themselves into the game against the Cats. Cats are much better opposition than where Hawthorn's at. Cats are much better opposition than where Fremantle is at right now. Henceforth, mathematics says Hawthorn's getting this one done.
Mathematically, it's the Des Dog of the Week. Hawthorn paying $2.50. Get on that right now.
He's had a light and
Are they actually the underdog at the moment?
$2.50. $2.50 Hawthorn are paying, mate. I'll get it up right now just to double check.
What was Stewart paying? Did you check that?
$1.27.
Oh, stop by 3 cents.
Hawthorn $2.50, baby. $2.50. Put that in all your multis.
So what's Freo paying there?
$1.54.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
They must have got that
disrespect. The Des Dog of the Week, baby. Des Dog of the Week. Hawks are getting up. The Des Dog of the Week is loving it.
Look, to be fair, I want to spend about 3 seconds on this game because
it's junk. What a junk game!
It's an absolute disgusting way to finish the weekend.
The Dust Bowl.
No, it's not, because I'm going to win fat dollars from $2.50.
True.
I'll always write a little segment here. Who I'm watching for Fremantle. I don't know because I don't know any of their players anymore.
I do.
Their entire team is just the waffle team.
No, wrong.
Long Dong Sarong.
Nah, forget him. I'm all about Monero Frederick.
Oh,
he's good.
Oh.
He's juiced, that man. Christian Brothers College, South Australia, Dolphins, represent. Monero. Anytime he gets near it, magic. It's the magic man. I'm telling you.
But you get what I'm saying, though.
I'm jazzing him up. I like Monero.
There's nothing really at the moment to like about Freo, which disappoints me because I was right on the bandwagon at the start of the year.
They look tired, man.
They do.
They look tired.
And we've said all year, Jath looks great, and he took it to a new level. The one player from Hawthorn I'm really disappointed in is James Warple.
Yeah.
He is having an absolute stinker.
Yeah,
he cannot get involved, averaging 16 touches for the year so far. That's disgraceful.
And they've been horrible touches too. They have not been good touches. Like, he has not impacted the play in a positive way, especially on Monday, which I hate because he was so good like 2 years ago with his big mullet.
Got a BNF in 2019.
Yep.
Oh, he
Came on the scene.
Can you just grow up, please?
It's a little cumcast.
But,
I've been sensible all night. Why can't you?
I don't get it. Saying that, this Freo team is insipid. So I'm backing in Warple to have 20 plus touches. $1.91 it's ballooned out to now. That's good value.
Really?
$1.91. That's good value.
Really?
Yep. Also, Jackie Scrimshaw, $1.83, had a good game against the Kangaroos.
Been looking at my notes.
Yep. Adam Chera, 25 plus, because someone in Freo's midfield's got to have him, so why not Chera?
Might as well be him.
And big Jono Segler to have a goal,
Like that.
$1.57, because Freo's backline is just full of
Porous.
nothing. And they're not going to be able to deal with Segler's height, so Jono Segler.
Like that a lot. Jaff, Scrim, Impey, all off the back line. Looked great for the Hawks, and they're going to keep doing that. Walters is back for Freo, of course, that was nice to see. And the young forwards, they're trying. They're cracking in. Switkowski's having a crack. Schultz is having a crack. Schultz.
Concussion.
Not shit. Yeah, but he's been having a...
I know, but I rate him. I like
Schultz
him.
with a U, not Schiltz. Hudson, you cement-headed fool.
We could sit here and do an entire podcast on mispronunciation.
Don't tempt me at Fogarty.
Melbourne.
Fogarty.
Brandon Alice.
Do you walk your dog? Yeah. I'm going to get mad.
What's wrong with mispronunciation?
You should be an AFL commentator.
There's a bunch of haters.
Look, Sarong, Bray and Chera all need to sleep. They just need a good 8-day break. I think they had a flat day, and that's what I'm chalking it up to. Hawthorn's winning, as I said. Your multi, Mitchell, 30 touches. Ryan for Freo in the back line, 20 touches because it'll be pinging. My man Frederick, the Wheels Frederick, anytime goal. Switkowski, anytime goal. Sean Darcy, I'm stealing this from you because you said last week Sean Darcy, anytime goal. Inspired it was, and I'm stealing that again for this one. Thanks very much.
Sean Darcy's good up forward, mate. Him and Meek actually make a good combination. They chop each other out well, and it works well for Sean Darcy because he's made of crepe paper and can't stay healthy.
It's a big ball of crepe paper.
So if he's not bashing his body all the time in the ruck, perfect. Works well.
Speaking of making money, it's time for this week's Safety Steve Safety Bet. Now then, if you've been following in round one, Safety Steve, he gave us $500. $500, of course, sponsored by Professor Morgan's follicle rejuvenation and inch issuing vitamins for the man who nearly has it all. In fact, I'm going to take one right now. Let's have a look. They smell a bit funky. They're red. I'm not going to take one right now, actually, because I feel like I already have it all. Let's be real. I feel like I'm thick on top. Minuscule. Thanks, of course, sponsored by Professor Morgan. And Safety Steve, he's been putting that $500 round one. He put it on a nice little, just a little something. Round four, it's coming in, sitting at $792.50. And this week, he's putting it all on Shannon Hearn, 20 touches, paying $1.14.
See, that's much safer than last week's. I didn't like the Lambo call.
But it came in. Lambert he said 20, Lambert had 22.
Yep.
I was nervous.
I didn't like it.
No, I don't want to count.
And I was sitting there intently watching, especially when Sydney started getting on top, because I thought, oh no.
Here we are.
This is going downhill quick.
Now, I don't want to count the winnings before they've been earned, but Shannon Hearn, if that comes out, he's sitting on $903. He'll have made $100 a week for 4 weeks running.
Respect.
That's what you want.
Not bad. And with that, we come to the end of our round 4 show. Thank you for tuning in. If you're still on the podcast, you should be watching this in 3D on YouTube, of course. Dan, how do the good folks find us on YouTube or anywhere else?
Go to Armchair Advisors on YouTube, go to Armchair Advisors on Facebook, and Armchair AD on Instagram and Le Twitter. That's pretty much it.
What are we on Twitter?
Beautiful.
Pardon?
We're on Twitter?
We are on Twitter.
We're on Twitter. We're everywhere. We are everywhere. Thanks very much. We will see you next week, round 5. Take it easy.
Stay gold, pony boy.